Good morning, everyone. This is BizChicks TV. This is the place where you can find tips and tools to help you do business better. We're here to help you run a profitable business that's fun to run and to take the hassle out of your hustle. And today I'm joined by my co-host, Ms. Francine Gregory, real estate entrepreneur and tech diva. I'm Terralina from California Cover-Ups, and we will be joined shortly by Ms. Caren all the way from Toronto, Canada, your money mindset coach, who is working the Island Girl hustle to show us how to make money. Now, folks, today we're just going to talk a little bit about management, because we've been discussing this for a while. And when Coach Caren comes in, she's going to be talking to us about online sales. So, Fran, we are of the opinion that it's not ours anyway.
No.
Right?
No. Whatever has come into your hand has been given to you to manage well. Some people call it stewardship, but can you be trusted with what is put into your hands? And I equate it to like a peach tree. You plant the peach tree, there's peaches on the tree. Now, you can't eat all the peaches that are on the tree. It's just not feasible. So therefore, that means that whatever fruit is produced, yes, there is some that you're going to enjoy and your family is going to enjoy, but the majority of it is for you to distribute it to others.
Take it to the marketplace.
Yes.
So, and I look at it this way. If I treat the resources that come into my hand as though they're not mine, I think I'm more mindful about how I handle other people's stuff.
Yes.
And maybe that has to do with my money story, but I was always taught when you borrow something, you return it in the same or better shape than when you borrowed it.
Yes.
And hopefully you won't have to borrow it again because you will have planned better. But when someone gives you the care over something, you need to manage it wisely. Now, I want to share with you a story about a guy who borrowed a car from his friend. And then when his friend wanted his car back, he had to go hunting down, looking for him all over the place. He finally caught up with him. And when he caught up with him, the guy insisted that it was his car. Now, come on, friend. You borrowed my car, something as big as a car. You can't mistake that.
I can see if you thought the pencil was yours.
You know what I'm saying? But the car? Okay.
Not the car.
He actually had to call the police and have the guy arrested so he could regain ownership of his own car.
Mind you, it wasn't.
Is to begin with.
So there was a problem with perception of ownership. The perception of ownership was that, well, because, it's not like squatters' rights type thing, where I can just come in here and because I've been sitting here and I've had it for so long, well, it's probably mine.
You're in California real estate. How does homesteading work?
It is the same thing. Well, homesteading doesn't work everywhere, but in the places that allow it, the person, okay, can I talk about it from the squatters' rights point of view? Because homesteading is different. In some places, squatters can hold up in a home and you cannot evict them, which is crazy to me. You own the property, you own the house, and they can come and take up residence and do what is called squatters' rights. And you can't forcibly evict them. That's in some places. Now, here in California, you have to take them through the eviction process. You can't turn off the electricity. You can't turn off the water. You cannot do certain things like that. You have to evict them through the court system. You own this property and you did not give them rental thing. They broke in and they camped out And so it's a really interesting problem. But if you don't own something, the principle is that what gives you the right to decide that I'm going to do what I want with this? Because
to take possession.
Because you're taking possession. That makes no sense to me.
Well, that's the way we have been treating our businesses, as though that everything belongs to us, when in fact it's just on loan to us to manage well.
And it's for the good of someone else. Your business is for the good of someone else. Shall I say that again? Your business is for the good of someone else. I was just listening to Will Smith's latest YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
Or one of the ones, but he was talking about, I forgot which one it was I was watching. I think it was the one where he said the greatest thing he learned from Arnold Schwarzenegger. I believe that was the one I was watching. But he said something very profound, that everything that he does is supposed to uplift, elevate someone else.
Okay.
Not 10 times your own salary.
Francine, I was reading the book,
Crushing
It? Financial Giants.
Okay.
In the book, they tell the story of Rockefeller,
Mm-hmm.
John D. Rockefeller. At any rate, he was a billionaire by his 30s. I mean, he was the richest man in the United States, and he got this diagnosis that he was dying. He was going to be dead within the year. So of course, when people are dying and they're rich, or they got something to leave behind, people go on death watch, right? How soon, what we're going to do with his stuff?
Mm-hmm.
And he says, they say in the book that he got a visitation from an angel and asked him, "What are you doing with what you have? What are you doing with it?" He made a commitment to make sure he left a legacy for others, not to just keep it for his immediate family. And that's why we have the John D. Rockefeller Foundation now. And it just goes on and on to do good around the world. And it has outlived generations of his family. And I think about Andrew Carnegie. There are libraries all over the state of Pennsylvania.
Yep.
With his name on them. There's Carnegie
Hall.
Mellon University. Just leaving a legacy with what you've been given makes a difference in how you do business, because you're not just doing it for your us for and no more.
Correct. And it shouldn't be just for you for and no more. The things that you get, the monies that come in, yes, you need to earn money, and we're not telling you not to. We're just saying that.
And we're not telling you not to enjoy it.
No, we're just telling you that it's not all yours.
And when you get that perspective, you begin to think different. You begin to think different about what your real resources are. And I think the millennials have this down to a science. They recognize that the things of this planet are theirs to access.
Mm-hmm.
They don't need to own it.
No.
To benefit from the fact that it's in the universe.
And see, you don't have to own it. You're here to manage it, and manage it well. And if you manage it to the benefit of somebody else, that's even better.
So they have mastered that. And the two businesses that come to my mind right now are Airbnb and Uber.
Yes.
Uber doesn't own a fleet of anything. Airbnb doesn't own any hotel rooms, rental properties, houses. I don't know what they're doing now. They may be expanding. I know that they are leveraging some things within the hotels even. So, and then there's the new business that allows you to rent conference room space.
Breathe.
Yes, that's in a lot of hotel space.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, which is interesting. We might want to revisit that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we're gonna have to go look at that because because I'm thinking of the places like where they have just little small conference rooms, but you're talking about a big one,
which could make a big difference in the move that we talked about yesterday.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
So
anyway, and in how we go forward too. So leveraging the things in the universe, you start to look at them different. You see them as all yours because they belong to your creator, and he says it's yours because you're my child. Okay, so now, Daddy, how do I use what you put here? And I think the millennials really understand that. And it's for the greater good because now they are employing thousands of people.
Yeah. Whereas before, it was all about me, 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 me. How much can I get? Let me have it all, and you can stack it up, and this is all mine, and you're not going to get any. No, that is not the attitude.
Look at the other businesses. Let Go, Poshmark.
Mm-hmm.
There's a new one. What is it? Truckee or something where you can rent your truck out. A guy comes up with a truck and just helps you out. You know what I mean?
Especially when you need it, because you got beyond, when you get beyond being selfish, you can see more clearly. And then you can see how it's going to be a benefit for you and a benefit for me. I don't need to own a new truck. I just need to say, hey, through Truckee or whoever the people, Tackle is another one, and TaskRabbit and all those things. I don't need to hire you forever. I just need your help on a particular project. I should be able to hire Janice as a VA for a project that I have going on, and then she's not having to stay just committed
and desk in my office 24/7.
She can help several.
Emergency.
She can help several people.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And so
she can grow her business.
Correct. She's now not tied.
Mm-hmm. So it's a gig economy, and you can put together what works for you, especially if you're. We talk to a lot of stay-at-home moms or people who work from home. The gig economy really works for us, and so if you look around, you start perceiving the resources as being much greater than they really are. Everybody has a dog. What can we do with that? What can we do for people with dogs? You know what I'm saying? Everybody owns a cat. What can we do for cat people? How can we make things work for them to get together? Now you got what? Meetup?
Mm-hmm.
How can I help people get invitations out in a way that is cost effective, circumvents snail mail? Now you got Eventbrite.
Or Evite, the two of them together. So, and then there are people who are more, Thank God for T-Mobile. So I'm going live again we're going to resume.
Okay.
Oh, okay. So
you were about to say that something about perspective, that people, we were talking about leveraging the resources of the planet, because we now have a different mindset. When we look at things, we don't need to own them. We just need to know, oh, that's available.
Exactly. And so there are so many, what we've seen time and time again, we've seen different people who didn't realize that they could use that particular skill set in order to do something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yes, I do. I do. And also to look at the resources differently, because so many times we limit ourselves based on what we can do, based on our bank accounts, based on, you know what I'm saying, availability of resources, when in fact, if we took the perspective that it's all at our disposal to leverage through collaboration.
Oh, that was what it was. There was somebody collaborating yesterday that we were talking about. They were working together on a project or on, I do not understand why the streaming keeps stopping here. Anyway. So anywho, we're back and we're going to keep going on here.
Yes, because we persevere.
Yes, we do. And this is just technology, and you with technology as you can. Now,
and it's live.
It is.
If you guys watch the replay, we want you to know what's going on here with our internet.
Yes, as it is really acting up today.
Well, you know, the weather's not the best here in Sacramento today, so, you know, bear with us, guys. Go ahead. We were talking about leveraging resources and collaboration. Are you about to give me an example of collaboration?
There was somebody that we were talking about this week, and they were in a collaboration. I don't know why I'm thinking of doctors and somebody, but it was somebody we were talking about, and I was like, oh my gosh.
Okay, it'll come to us. But I'm just looking around and I'm asking myself, how can I collaborate with someone who has the strengths that I don't have? Okay, I am not the best for online sales. Okay, I need to collaborate with someone who does that well.
Correct.
You know what I mean? So you look for, when you're doing a collaboration, you look for people who can benefit from what you do, and you in turn can benefit from what they do. And then neither one of them has to do the thing that is not their strength.
That's it. Play to your strengths. Get somebody, hire somebody, work with someone else that's better than you are
at X, Y, and Z.
Correct.
And in that way, you get to leverage one another's strengths. I like it, and I'm going to do some experiments in my business world, because I now have a different view. Because we tend to be verbal processors, and as I talk to you about this and the audience, I can see collaborative opportunities everywhere for people who do different business. And you know, friend, that's our thing. For some reason, we can just look at people and, as you say, see the genius in them, and how to bring that out. And I don't know how we explain that to people, because people often ask us what we do. We do social media, but we also do triage for people who are in crisis with their businesses and don't know which way to go.
Exactly.
For some reason, that's one of the gifts that we have, the ability to see what works for other folks. Does that make sense? Yeah.
And sometimes you need somebody, the doctor who is in the ER working on you, will not work on himself. If something happens, he's going to have to rely on his colleagues or someone else to step in because he can't do his own diagnosis. You can't see what's going on from within yourself. You got to have somebody on the outside take a look, take a look to see what's going on.
Absolutely. So I just want us to think more about management style. It's not just germane to the little bit you see in your office, to the little bit you see in your business. Think about management of resources, whether they are yours or not. How can you collaborate? How can you leverage? How can you access the things you need? Because they are available to you. You don't have to own them.
No. You can find somebody else who does them better. Like I can do photography, but hey, why don't I call a professional in to take these pictures?
Exactly.
It's going to save me time.
Save me time, look more professional, whatever it is that we're going for. It's sort of like busy people hire drivers. Why should they waste their time on the road when they could be studying, preparing for whatever it is they're going to deliver at that board meeting, at that keynote, wherever they're on their way to, that business meeting, that opportunity sharing, whatever they're going on the destination is for the day, they can leverage that time in the back seat or in the front seat, going over their notes, rehearsing what they're going to say, forming concepts in their mind instead of worrying about the road.
Exactly. And that is how that is exactly how Uber came about.
Okay.
That's how Uber came about, because people, they didn't need to drive the car, especially in San Francisco where you don't have parking, a lot of parking anyway.
It's terrible.
Yeah. So since there's not a lot of parking, why don't we just find ride shares that, oh, okay, so you like driving and you can just drive, pick up a person, drop them off, pick up another person, drop them off, pick up another person, drop them off. You can do that all day. And so somebody put an app together that connected all of these people who had cars and didn't mind driving to the people who just needed a ride.
Which resulted in a number of things to help people outside of just you for and no more. Now people have jobs. Now people are able to leverage the what used to be a liability is now an asset because it's the money-making tool for them. Not just a car payment, not just an insurance payment, not just every time I drive my car, it costs me $24 an hour to park it. You know?
Mm-hmm.
So I don't drive my car anymore. You know, so it solved a lot of problems for people. And I think now when we start to look at things, we need to look at them more from, what's the problem here? And why am I irritated by this? Oh, Lord, this is a blessing because this is an opportunity for me to think about how can we solve this? If I had all of the resources in the universe, how would I solve this?
And then I think you just hit on something. Sometimes when we have a challenge, or sometimes when something comes up and it doesn't go the way that we think it should go, it is a place for us to pause and decide, what's really going on here? Why is this not as smooth as it should be? And we might need to communicate differently.
We might need to go into crisis management.
It just means that you need to stop and think about what's going on. Something is not the way it should be. Pain is an indicator that something is wrong. Mm-hmm. So if you're having painful conversations with people or something is irritating, there is something wrong in the system that needs to be addressed. That's all that is. It's not a bad thing. It's just something for you to pay attention to now.
Wow.
So the customer is irate. I'm just We need to stop and find out why they're irate, why this is not a good thing, what is going on. and not just keep rolling like there's nothing wrong.
I heard that. And as we're talking, just things are just coming to my mind. I need to take my iPad and start writing these ideas down, because, you know, I'm looking at problems. I'm thinking, oh, we could solve that with this.
Mm-hmm. And if you can stop and think about something, you'll get a better answer than, oh my gosh, it is the end of the world. No, it's not the end of the world. It's just something for you to pause and think. And you will grow from it, because you will know, now don't say this. Now let's just say that.
Yep. There you go. And so it's just fascinating. And I can't imagine what it must be like to be in these think tanks for startups. All the ideas that must be coming out of there. Oh, how can we solve this problem? You know, what did you run across last week that irritated you? You know what I'm saying? Let's just list all that stuff. Okay, now, what can we do about this? If all of us in the room had all of the things that we all own in the room, how could we solve this? And I have seen this, people go through this process in a tactile way.
Mm-hmm.
And I understand what they're saying, that they will list what they have, what they need, and over here, people can put their name by it. So right here is what I have in my name in the next column, and contact information. And then the next person has what I need and their name. And then they look down the different lists and see what makes sense.
Oh.
For instance, I have a heat press, okay? And someone else may need a heat press. So now they can find what they needed over here in this column, connect with me, and we can figure it out.
Oh, I know exactly what the people were that collaborated yesterday.
Who was it?
FarmFreshToYou.com.
That's what it was.
FarmFreshToYou.com. Organic produce from our farm and other local farms is freshly harvested for your box.
There you go.
Now, this is in Northern California, so you can customize produce and farm products. You can get dairy, honey, and eggs as well. So you know every farmer doesn't do dairy, honey, and eggs.
Because we used to go to the milk farm, get pasteurized milk. Then we went to the chicken farm, picked up eggs. We went to the slaughterhouse and got the meat. And we went to the different stands, because like you said, there was an apple farm. I can remember this as a child. And this was big fun for us, because we were in the station wagon all the time. We went to the apple farm, and then we went to someone who did produce.
Yep.
And in between there, we went to the grocery store
to get the stuff that you couldn't get at the farms. Well, this family has a farm. They collaborated with other farms around them and calls it FarmFreshToYou.com.
I like it.
And they will deliver a basket. They had several different types. Like if I was, you can get a small box, a medium, then they call it medium, small, and then more. The biggest box was called more. But I was able,
when people reframe things, don't you?
And we got Coach Caren over here on YouTube. Yay! Stand by, Caren. I'm gonna bring you in. I have to. Anyway, yeah, I'm gonna see how to get her in here because. Caren, you can go. I think you should be able to go to the Zoom link, and I can get you in.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
So this is where you were calling me. I couldn't get. I don't know what was going on. There was no link today.
That's the same link that you use all the time. It doesn't change.
Okay.
The 366 whatever. So you pop in and out on YouTube, and I wasn't. Facebook is not, and it's not Facebook. My internet is acting.
Challenges with the internet today.
Yeah, my internet connection is crazy, and so I said, let me send her something on
Okay, so I'll get out of here then.
Okay, we can still hear you because you pop in and out all the time.
Yes, so be careful what you say. You are on audio.
So you can stay there if you like. Okay. So anyway, they're collaborating and bringing fresh food to you, delivering it to your door.
Mm-hmm. Which is another way of doing online business with multiple products. People are talking to different audiences, sharing in different venues, and then they're having, are they the ones having the event?
Yes, they're having an event.
Hi, beautiful. How you doing?
Woo! Yes, they are having an event as well. So this farmer has done something. He took something that is, okay, because farming is not the most lucrative thing, although everybody needs to eat. They're not getting,
there's a lot of major competition, industrialized competition.
So the local farmers, just to recap, they got together, and this one farmer called all these other farmers together, and they have a partnership where they get produce from some people, dairy from somebody else, eggs from somebody else, and I think you can get chicken or something too.
And honey.
And then they prepare a box for you and deliver it to you every, like in my neighborhood, they'll deliver on a Friday. I was like, oh, wait, I don't have to go to the grocery store to pick up.
And you have it in time for the weekend.
Exactly. And so you can, they gave you, like, you can get a box every 3 weeks. You can get a box every 2 weeks. You can get a box every week, or you can get a box every month. You get to choose your frequency, but they put together something, and this is going to tie in with Coach Caren talking about online sales, where they could have just said, I'm giving up and we're going to shut down the farm.
Exactly.
But they didn't do that. They got together with the other farmers and say, hey, we're going to do this. And I was looking at it. It came in the mail. And I was like, this is interesting.
And they're talking about the shopping experience they're creating.
It is. It's very personable. The delivery is included with your food.
Mm-hmm.
And they're making it so it's helping you to save time, just like Uber did. It's helping you to hopefully save some money, so that you're getting the organic things that you wanted and all of the things that people wanted, and it's online.
Yep, and you get your own farm to fork experience because it's local.
Yep.
So you know it's fresh.
Yep.
All of those things that, especially us in California, are looking for. You tell me it hasn't been sprayed, I'm in. Okay.
and it's organic foods.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, now that was a collaboration, because each farmer could have been trying to do their own thing.
Which I think is part of the struggle. We're trying to do too much as individuals.
Mm-hmm. Instead of collaborate.
One big thing, it would make more sense.
And Caren, you would like them. They have something for their downtime, like, because like I was reading one of the little articles. In order for them, when they plant a particular type of plant, they won't see produce for like 3 years on the plant.
Mm-hmm.
So to supplement in that downtime, they've asked people to invest in the farm. You can invest as little as $2,000, and they said that you can get cash money back, or you can get it in credits of the food.
Produce.
I was like, oh,
very nice.
Now you got a co-op, especially for what do you call those things? Food banks.
Mm-hmm.
So if you wanted to help a food bank, it would make sense to collect money and invest in the farm. and have them send that stuff to the food bank because you can't eat that, all that stuff. Those of us who've grown things, we know.
Yes, it's so true because like I remember when we first moved here and I was moving my daycare and didn't have any kids. I wanted to help the food bank. And I had this wonderful woman. I said to her, listen, I don't have food to give you, but I'm a baker. I bake bread. And, you know, she says to me, she says, Caren, I'll even get you the flour if you can bake me the bread. She was so excited and wanted to go for it. And then, unfortunately, she got moved or got sick or something. And I got this other woman, and she's like, we can't take bread if you bake. We have to get it from a bakery if you want to pay the bakery and a whole bunch of foolery. Now, I'm bringing this up because there's some people who get into these organizations and don't care about people who in need. They're thinking about their look and how they perform. So I didn't do anything. And I was looking around to give away something another time. I ended up getting the same lady again. And she says, I was just sick. That's how I know she was sick. She goes, that food come and make my program went to the ground. I had to build it back up because people who were willing to give but didn't have the money to give, she was shutting them out. And then the big people who she thought were going to come in, the big companies, of course, did not show up. And she shy out all the little people who were starting to, you know, what have you. Because my goal was, my goals with the food bank was, listen, I just bought a home. I'm moving things over. It's going to take a while, but I've always had this volunteer and giving mentality. So how could I bridge the gap until the money starts flowing in back to do so? She knows a lot of great people who wanted to give. So this stuff here, you always got to think about the downtime. I was telling my kids that last night because they're laughing. We're talking. My daughter boyfriend was over. And we're talking about different things and ways to earn money. I didn't know what the competition was. But dinner usually bring a lot of crazy talks at our table. Never go. And we're telling them about how you can buy a tree and, you know, and stuff like that, and how you can do what it. That's how it came about. And I ended up talking about hustle. I said, the reason why, and only the lazy people in the West Indies suffer, they suffer because they want to do nothing. But if you're not lazy, you don't suffer because most of us are having, talk about 2 streams of income, 4, 5, 6 streams of income.
We know how to hustle.
Well, the thing is too, when you're doing something, someone says, well, can you do this? You said, okay, I can give it a shot, or yeah, let's try it. So that's how a lot of times your river starts branching out into all these little streams.
Yeah, and just growing, and just people, and then you're not hungry, you're not greedy with it. Because even if you got all those streams and your neighbor needs something, you just give it freely. You just help them up. You're not like, you know, I don't know if you can do. Nobody cares that you're doing it right next to them. They're like, yeah, buddy. Yeah, let me help you.
Exactly.
And we all still eat. Like the tear down wasn't there. I think that was the biggest part that, you know, that freaked me out for a couple of years, but I'm not going to lie. That it was a secret, or people are afraid to tell you that they're doing something just like you because they were worried you'd be jealous. And then when I say it, I don't really care. But I might say to them, I used to do cakes, and I said to her, you know, the cakes are not good. But if you want me to show you how, I can. And she said, can you show me? Because I mean, you bake cakes. And I was thinking to myself, yeah, you could never bake cakes like me. It took me years to get this standard. You are going to make the kind of cakes, and people are going to buy the cakes who's now starting out. They don't need my cakes for your clientele because you're not there yet. Not your bad. It's just you got to grow to get there.
And you know something, Caren, people have, a lot of times, not all the time, but sometimes people have been through so much that they don't trust when you want to help them. They can't see you not having some kind of ulterior motive.
Yes.
What they call
yes. That's the right word. That's the right word. Because I've been told that. They said, you know, kind of way too nice.
When in fact, we know that when we help others, it comes back to us.
Yeah. Yes.
Because they may, it usually doesn't come back through the people you help.
Never. Okay. Very rare. I said never, but very rare. It's always somebody else because you're working through me. God is working through me to help somebody who's been praying for. And this is the thing. And I say that especially to Christian, like, how the heck could you be praying for stuff? But then when God puts somebody in your face, you're like,
listen, they don't show up. They don't show up. It's like I have told people, call us. We will help you. Why don't they call us? Okay, did they call? Did they call timely? Some of them call months later. Like, oh, you know what? We are so over this.
Season is done. That time and season is done.
And so I try to impress upon people, write this down, people. The opportunity lasts the lifetime of the opportunity.
That's it. That's it. That's really it. That's how simple it is. That's what Terry said. That's how simple it is. You have to grasp it when it comes to you. And and most people say, salesmen are just trying to sell me this, and I don't believe in that. He's telling you, because when the new price comes or the new surface appear, you're going to say, but they told you this is for a limited time. And then they're moving on to something else. I'm not talking about the swindlers. I'm talking about people who actually, this is what they do. This is my business. This is the model I have at the moment. I'm going to move things around. You might be able to get the services. You can get somewhere else, but not from me.
Exactly. So the lifetime, the opportunity lasts the lifetime of the opportunity. And we have people who call back and say, well, are you going to do that again? Are you going to have that workshop again? Yes, but it's going to be at this price.
Simple.
I don't know what to tell you. You missed the sale. It's just like if Macy's has something on sale, we're having a president's sale or whatever, you don't have to pay taxes. And then you come in 2 months later, well, I want the president's sale. Well, how do you know that?
The president's over.
Yeah. It was one birthday, okay? It was in January. You blew it. Okay.
I tell people all the time, you've got to be ready to pounce and do whatever is happening at the moment. But you as the consumer also have to understand that if at the moment you can't pounce that specific opportunity, then it wasn't for you. Just leave it alone. You didn't get into that when you get another, right?
Because what God has for you, what has your name on it, and nobody else can get it.
They ain't getting it. They ain't getting it. They ain't getting it.
You might have to go through a couple of wells now, which he didn't want you to have to do, but you might have to take a couple of fish rides to get it now because you didn't listen the first time. Now you got to go through Joppa and everywhere else. But yeah, it's the name on it if you're willing and obedient to listen, hear, and do.
Yes.
And the things that we're suggesting to you, these are not hard. Just don't look at it so selfishly.
See?
And just, you cannot be taken advantage of.
What he has for you, he has for you.
You cannot be taken advantage of when you're doing things with a right motive and right heart. Even if somebody takes something from you, it's like, okay, I'll just give it to them. Now, they still didn't take it from you. You gave it to them.
Listen, I have some things that I have been offering to young people. I got some stuff around here for my grandchildren. Do you think they have come and got that stuff? Well, when I purge, I'm not even going to care. It's just done. But the opportunity will last the lifetime of the opportunity, which can be tomorrow. Sure. Does that make sense?
Yep.
You see, I have to call you back.
And you know what my brother used to tell me was, what is the opportunity cost? Does it mean you have to get in your car and go get it? Does it mean you have to take time out of your day to make that phone call? There's always an opportunity cost associated with every opportunity.
And there really, really is.
Yeah. And are you ready for that cost?
Yes.
And sometimes that can have you shine away without you understanding. That's why you're not putting in the work and doing that, because you're at this place where there's things that's happening And there's just, just simple things that's happening that you haven't realized is happening, or you don't want to acknowledge that it's happening because it's hard to acknowledge some things at certain times that's happening to you. And then you have to really be able to say, hey, I am feeling maybe lonely. Maybe I'm feeling unloved. Maybe I'm feeling that nobody appreciates me. I know those are the inner works, and I know that's what I teach a lot of, but those things I'm talking about causes all those outward things to not get fulfilled, because I am busy in this place where I can't, it's my own prison. I can't get out of this prison that I'm in. I'm in this prison and I'm not allowing myself out. And while I'm in this prison, I can't do these things, because when you're in prison, you can't get up and sell anything. When you're in prison, you can't go make anything. You can't do those things because you are in prison. Now, this is self-imprisonment, but people do it every day, and it's not even conscious that they're imprisoning themselves.
Okay, so I'm going to say this about what you just said, Caren. It sounds to me like you're saying my emotions are costing me opportunities.
Simply put.
Okay, because, I like to make it clear now. So your emotions, folks, could be costing you valuable opportunities because you feel, well, no one's ever helped me before. Every time someone helped me, there were strings attached. That is an emotional issue that we can't help you with. You got to trust somebody.
Yes. And, I like everything else we were saying, everything is just a snippet at a time, because when you're in this place that you just put yourself in and you can't get out of it, as Carolina just said before, A, you don't trust people, B, you think everybody's out to get you. And I had a long discussion with a person who spent, we sat and talked, I think it was over 2 hours, and they couldn't come to terms that somebody would want to do something for them just because.
Just to be nice.
Just because. They're like, there's no way. And I had to, one of the things I was thinking about, because I got some different reminders for my own self, and I was thinking about putting, because as I changed my group to social learning, I'm working on just different things to put up that people can just pick up and go and use. And one of the things is the reminder, even if you have 3 things in front of you next to your computer, just somehow that remind you of 3 times that you have won, so that you can go back to see that you have won, because each and every one of us won at something at some time, and we forget those wins because maybe it wasn't big enough compared to the internet streaks. That doesn't mean you didn't win. There's people who make $10,000 today, and the amount of debt they don't have $10,000. Nobody think about that. It's all spent in that, but you need more debt to get them out of $10,000. So are they ahead versus somebody who made $200 and actually was able to keep their $200? There is so much muddy waters that people are not understanding.
There's so much that we have already won at.
Yes.
If we're already indoors.
Yes.
If the lights are still on, okay?
Yes.
When you open the refrigerator, is there something in there?
Other than a lemon. Yes.
It's the car word.
Okay, so I hear you ladies say celebrate the small wins.
Back to celebration.
The small ones.
Back to celebration.
Celebrate the little ones and the big ones.
Yes. Yes. Back to celebration.
Celebrate the small wins, I like it, and the big wins.
And you have to stop and literally celebrate.
Yeah, literally stop and celebrate. Because it is hard to do. And that's the other thing. Maybe all you want to do is decide, and this is hard, and even for me, because I got several things I'm doing online. To literally say, I wouldn't get online until I accomplish X, Y, and Z. And I know it's hard because everybody thinks they're online. The truth of the matter is, and I told her this the other day, I said, you're not really online, you're showing up. You don't like to hear this, you're not really, you're showing up. Get out the pen and paper. I don't care how tech savvy you are, and sit your butt down and only write. No computer, no phone, no, I know nothing. I don't care. It's easier. Write on the paper. Why? Because her distraction level was through the roof. And so she did not need the computer. When she had finished writing for half an hour, get up and walk around, come back for another half, she needed 2 hours of work before she touched online. And then when she come online, I only want her to go to Google Docs. That's it. No Word, just Google Docs to write, to reposition what she's written up there in her document. When that is satisfied, then she can come on Facebook. Then she can go to Twitter. Then she can go to Instagram. Why am I wanting her to position herself? So by the time she gets to those places, she will have felt in her heart that she's accomplished something for the day. The accomplishment was holding her bondage. All day gone. She did nothing because she's scrolling, listening, talking, feeling bad, overwhelmed. People ahead of her. She's stuck in her place. Again, she's just imprisoned by her own sense of sensibilities. And she's not paying attention that she's doing something. But she can't get there if she listens to me, and 10 other people. I mean, when I coach people, I ask them, I can't make them, but I tell them, I only want you to listen to me. And it sounds selfish. But the reason I say this, and Frank, I tell her, it's the reason I say this. It's because if you hear everybody else, you can't hear me. I'm sorry. You can't hear me.
Because
if you hear everybody else, you can't hear me.
You will be confusing yourself.
Yes.
You confuse yourself with all those voices. It's like, okay.
Yeah.
And maybe
and
that
good. Nothing's wrong with them. And nothing's wrong with their style. But if you have chosen me as your coach, as your teacher for the program, then you got to listen to me. You notice when we went to school, we didn't go to Miss Green class, Miss Crawford class, Miss Hazel class. We stayed in whoever class we were in for that subject. When you're little, she teaches every subject. When you get to high school, then you get different teachers.
Yes.
And a lot of people drop out in high school because they now have all these different voices, which a lot of time they don't recognize, which doesn't happen in Guyana unless they change now. One of the beauties we had is we had our base teacher will cover, you got to get, she could cover majority of the subject to get a classroom. The only outs you get as a teacher is allowing another teacher to teach math or science. But any other subject, if you can't teach it, you don't have a teaching position. That was their rule. So you have to be able to cover all these other subjects. You couldn't just be an English teacher. You have to cover all sorts of things. And I think it gives the kids more stability.
Mm-hmm.
Because for the kids who can't handle going to a new classroom, they wouldn't tell you though. I used to volunteer in school. They wouldn't tell you. But if you are volunteering like I did, they will tell me because then I'm not their teacher. They're not afraid. There's some kind of fear that happens there. So they'll say, like Miss Singh, I don't want to go to the library today. Why? And once they get to trust you, they're like, well, Mrs. So-and-so is there. But as an adult, I'm not afraid of Miss So-and-so. But for a kid, the personality or however that Miss So-and-so is scaring them. So that fear, they can't learn. But then when they're back in Miss Hazel class, they're fine. Mm-hmm. And those things are really, truly hard for kids. They don't need medication. No, they just need a conversation. That's it. And that transcends into our world. That transcends into how we operate in business, how we do business, how we got further education. And I know it's a big task, and I understand it's not easy to take on. But it really, really intertwined with now deciding to own your own business. Boy, you're bringing up a whole bunch of new case of worms that you didn't even know exist in your life. And then here now, you've got to be online. You got to meet people. You got to talk to people. You have to interact with people. You got to tell them what you do. I don't know what I do. I can tell you about it, but I don't know what I do. I can tell you but I don't know what I do. Or I know what I do, but I don't know how to tell you what I do.
And see that
to sell it to you.
And that the whole online thing is a course that needs to be taught in little chunks, because people are like, oh, I'm supposed to be on Twitter. Oh, I'm supposed to be on Facebook. Oh, I'm supposed to be. And so they jump online. They don't have what I call their story straight, meaning they don't have who they are, what they do, and how they're going to talk about all of that. And they've jumped online. but they don't have the best practices down. They don't have their story. Okay, who are you? Why are you here? And so we need to talk about that. I'm gonna.
Yeah, and when people talk about it, generally, they're really having you talk about your avatar versus you. And if you don't know you personally, and some people don't know themselves, they need to go in front of the mirror and get introduced to them. They don't know who they are. So while you don't know who you are, you got trouble helping your clients. I think sales, you can't even touch what I'm talking about because you haven't even discussed and figured out who you are. You get so frustrated.
And you are confused and confusing everybody else.
And then people ask them questions like, who's your avatar? What kind of packages you're offering? Who are you selling to? And the people don't know because maybe, again, as I said this last week, sometimes people are just selling. They don't have a business. They're not an entrepreneur. People are just selling water. They're just selling whatever they're selling. Look at a hairdresser. There's a lot of hairdressers who are just selling you how to do hair. That's it. I have a friend, I always say to her, you're a fantastic hairdresser, but you're not a great stylist. And I'm a good friend for you. That's why I'm telling you this. You can't make me look good, cute to go anywhere. No, you can look after my hair. She's good at telling me what to use, what not to use, how to treat my hair, how to care for my hair, how to grow my hair. She can't make me look cute to go anywhere. I'm with her.
And the whole reason we go to a stylist is so we can look cute to go someplace. We're not going in there just for the...
She is a stylist and a hairdresser. This is something that I don't even think, because I went and find about schooling. They don't tell the people, so the people come out all so confused. Janet is a hairdresser plus stylist plus customer service genius. What she's not a genius in is making money. She don't know how to run a business. She don't have a business. She's a stylist plus hairdresser. She's a great customer service person, not a businesswoman.
And see, that is where you come in. And see, there are so many little facets to the business life. You make great cookies, you love people, but you don't know how to run a business.
It's like I could tell somebody how to open a cookie store, and I will tell them, you need a year with me. I'm not telling you you're not going to make money in 30 days, but you need a year with me. And people will say to me, but I don't want to carry anybody so long next to me. I just want to show them how to do and go ahead.
Because
because you need a year. Here's why you need a year. Let me break down a whole year. For the first 30 days, we're going to just work on the concept we want it to look like and all that great stuff. And yes, you need 30 days. You're going to research the heck out of other cookies company. You're going to make a whole bunch of flavors. You're going to taste them. You're going to test them. You're going to research. You're going to go to people. You're going to do a whole bunch of things for the 30 days. And then for the next 30 days, we're working on your sales, your marketing, your packaging, you name it, we're working on. You can make a little dribble, nothing much. On your 90 days, because now we have decided in 90 days we open this cookie business, right? You have your opening, grand opening, you invite, you have a party. If you don't have a shop and you're doing it out of your house and you rent some commercial place to go make your cookie, I don't care. You want a community. So in your house, you invite a bunch of people, or if you have a friend having an apartment and a party place, rent it. Have a grand opening there. Invite people, give them all the flavors. Got people you know, taking notes, talking to people, writing down the feedback. Work on the feedback so that you can take that business for the next 30 days and make the monies that me and you sit down and decide you're going to make. And every week we tweak if it's not happening. We tweak a couple of things. We're tweaking that you are working on the right flavor. We're tweaking because the packages is right or wrong. We're tweaking because you are how you're feeling. And that's the top of the list. See, I'm getting from the bottom here all the way up to the top, because the top of the list is not the people, even though you want to make money. It's you. What are you feeling? What are you going through? How are you feeling? People at home don't like you. Are they telling you you're not going to make it? It's your family against you. Nobody want to talk to you. We want to, I'm not a psychiatrist, but I still want to talk to you about those things. Why do I want to tell you about those things? Because I want to help you get past them, work within them, so that you can make the best cookie. Now, when you're working it up, Lots of days you're gonna feel sick. You're not gonna want to get them make cookies for whatever is happening in your head. But I have to be your cheerleader and tell you that you're still gonna make the cookies. You're gonna still get Miss G and her 12 cookies. You're gonna still get Mr. John his 2 cookies. And if you sell them by the dozen, if it's just a dozen, you're gonna still make it. So all this 30 days, you're working on all your sales. What are we doing after that? Once you're sold, we sit back, we watch the numbers, how it come in, when did the order come in, why did you feel this way when it's done? All those things we are doing.
See,
so we have 90 days, we sell the cookies, and we're happy. Everything will happen after the 90 days because you flagged it, you know it's there, and you didn't plan 120. You're so happy, part of you start coming off your mountain now. Can't believe how much work it takes to make me these cookies. Oh my God. I don't know if I could stand up so long and make so much cookies anymore. You know, people could have ordered 2 dozen instead of a dozen. I don't know if I really want to work for 1 dozen. Those questions you need to answer yourself. Do I really want to stay in the cookie business? No, maybe if I get a couple of stores to take on, feel good. Boy, but I'm so tired. This is you and your business and everything happening up and down.
And nobody talks about
within the store 6 months. You are not sure if this business is going to make it to a year. That's why I want to scale you for a year so you can celebrate your year.
And then decide if you want to stick it out.
Say that again, Frank.
And they can stick with you for the year and then decide whether or not they want to continue making cookies. Because maybe that wasn't what you wanted and somebody just told you that you should do it and da-da-da-da-da, but you will know. And see, that's what I'm talking about, Caren. People need to meet with you and you need to talk with Coach Caren because some of y'all are in business and don't know where you're going and you don't know what to do. And you're like, I'm confused. Well, you need,
and it's scary.
Yeah, you need somebody.
And it's scary because people want to tell you that you got to feel happy every single day, dance every day, and you shouldn't feel sad that you don't understand what to do. And that's just the basic I cover. Now, we didn't even worry about social media and all the other things that you need to do in this business to get going. So let's amp up a bit. Could you imagine somebody who had actually rented a place, decided they're going to sell cookies, and now nobody's coming through the door where they want to kill themselves? They want to go borrow a loan of $500,000 because somebody told them if they had a loan, life would be easier. They can hire a lot of people, but they haven't dealt with what I just the bottom of the grave yet.
So Caren, I see what you're doing as business psychology because nobody is messing with the brain. See, this is the money mindset. This is the stuff that's going on up in here. That's why you're not making no money because you got all the squirrels and the monkeys running around up in here. And everybody, all the animals are loose in the zoo and nobody is saying, okay, no, that's not how you think about that for your business.
For your business. And it's important that I gone back to the lady that, you know, that we talked and she said, she cried. She said, this is the hardest thing for me because this is the first time I'm admitting these things to you that I'm so troubled. And she's in a program. And she said, I am so mad I paid for the program because I'm in there and she's older and they're making me feel like I'm not acting on the things they're giving me, but they're not tapping it because the person told her strictly, you know, sales are sales. You just have to sell and you kind of want this emotional stuff. So that's what they told her. Meanwhile, she is suffering terribly in the emotional department. So she can't sell because she feel like it would waste her time dealing with what's happening with her. But you don't have to spend all day, as I said earlier. You can't spend all day in it, but you have to acknowledge it, figure out how to get out from it. So you can act on the things you really want to act on because you're good at those, but you're not getting to it because this, you know, the prison you're in, emotional turmoil and everything she's going to do is not helping her escape to get it.
Okay, well, Caren, thank you so much. We had a bumpy ride today getting started with the internet. It was going squirrely.
Because they see you come on and like, okay, I don't know what's happening today.
Yeah, I'm rolling on.
Reach out to them. It's written here, and I guess I'll just use what I had to say for next.
Yes, and we.
Know what life happens.
Yeah, and I saw Liz over on Facebook before our system decided not to cooperate. But
yeah, because she wanted to jump on. She wanted to.
Oh, that was
Lauren talking about sales all month. She had a little rough in too. We need to do a little coffee talk, and it wasn't acting nice. I guess she touched some wrong button and couldn't get us back up.
Oh, okay. Because I saw it was up, and I was going to go look at it. So now I'll know if it goes bonky what happened. Okay.
And I'm toying with the idea of broadcasting to, well, we're already broadcasting to YouTube, but pointing everybody over to the YouTube page, and you can still comment and what have you. And like when I sent you the invite, you jumped in with, you know,
I was like, where am I? They want me to oh, this is
yes, because YouTube was, I'm just experimenting with stuff. Because now we got Zoom and YouTube. We're all in the lab. So anyway, I want to say thank you so much for tuning in and jumping in and explaining that. I think that is a part of your book, the psychology of business, the psychology of why you do what you do, because you explain that very well. And talking about going through the year program, you are not ready to fly off on your own when you first, you know, oh, I love to bake cookies. You are not ready to open up Famous Amos, Debbie Fields cookies. You're not ready to go there yet.
And that's hard for people to hear, because usually when somebody starts a business, there's money, there's a lot of money. And so they go through the lack phase. So it's hard to tell them not to sell a cookie, because you're like, I need money, I need to pay a bill. And I know the first time somebody said to ask me that question, and I couldn't answer them. I said, they're like, what am I supposed to do in the meantime? And I couldn't answer the question. I'm not gonna lie. What do I do in the meantime? And I know I said pray, and the person's like, yeah, right. I want money, yes. Don't tell me to pray. They told me that. Like,
and then don't do it.
I'm like, you gotta pray, because there is things that you've done. I had a client, I let her know, because there's things that she's doing that she doesn't want to change. Mm-hmm. And it wasn't pleasant, because it's family. She didn't do it. It's family. It wasn't pleasant. And she put me off royally, boy. I get some good kicking down. Me down. Anywho.
Well, Caren.
A word.
Well, thank you, Caren. You can follow Coach Caren everywhere at Island Girl Hustle. Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, maybe Snapchat, but go follow her.
Don't you dare.
I got to go over there and see what's going on in that neighborhood. I haven't been over there in a minute, just to see what's happening, and because they got new things coming up, and Instagram did some new things, and everybody's doing new things. But I just want to keep aware, not necessarily change up. But Terry's like, oh.
Yeah. It's just too many neighborhoods. I just want a big neighborhood.
Well, you know, there's one that you live in, and then there's ones that you visit.
Okay, I can do that.
Yeah, so you got to pick out which one you're going to live in, and then go visit the other ones. Yeah. Right. So we will be back tomorrow with Robin Shimizu. We're going to be talking about the unhappy entrepreneur. There's a guest. Her guest is coming on. Her name is Kim. Caren, I think we might need to do some like events where it's just focusing in on what you were talking about.
Subjects. Yeah.
Yeah, just because a lot of people they're trying to figure it out, but they're piecing it here, a little piece here, and they patchworking this thing, and it's not getting the results that they want because they're not thinking correctly. So thank you, everybody. We will see you tomorrow.
Sounds like
and thank you for subscribing. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.